Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris. Welcome to another simulation, very special one, as the Miami Hurricanes and Clemson Tigers are scheduled to meet against each other in 2020. The ACC just released the big news, so let's get right to it. We're going to do one quarter of action with the 2020 real rosters. You guys know how we do it. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys like this, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel. The channel features multiple simulations, dynasties, real videos from practice, all kinds of stuff, interviews, recruits. That's why you want to subscribe. So here we go. Taking a look at one quarter of action. Very interested to see this one. Very curious to see how it plays out. I think everyone is excited to face Clemson in the sense that everyone knows it will certainly be a challenge. Things have not gone well for Miami the last two times they've played Clemson. Everybody knows that. And everybody knows what they're up against with Clemson, particularly with quarterback Trevor Lawrence. So here we go. Kickoff for Borregales. Goes out of the end zone. But one of the things that stands out to me with Clemson, and shout out to Clemson fans for jumping on this. Really appreciate everybody who jumps on this. Sometimes people aren't a fan of either school, they just jump on. But talking about Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson offense, obviously they've got a lot of weapons. In particular, I think what you do is you look at what they have at wide receiver. I know with Travis at running back, and they got DeMarcus Bowman. Hopefully we get a look at him. Talented freshman out of Lakeland. You guys remember him a little bit during the recruiting process. But the wide receiver position is going to be such a challenge for Miami. Big receivers, with Ross, and they've got other guys as well. So here we talking about the receivers. Clemson makes a nice move right there, and that's Powell. He returns from last season, and they've got some other guys. You talk about like a Frank Ladson, a guy that flashed last year as a freshman, would look to step up and make a bigger impact, but they just have so many other guys who return. Mentioned Ross and Powell. Rogers is another one. So just a talented group, and I think the thing is, when you talk about Miami facing Clemson and going to Clemson and knowing the challenge, look, if Miami wants to get back to competing for winning conference titles, everybody knows that it goes through Clemson. That's a huge play by Jalen Phillips there. One thing that stands out to me with Jalen Phillips, he's excited about the year. Read an interview with him, and he knows all of the attention fellow defensive ends Gregory Rousseau and Quincy Roche are getting in the offseason, and you understand why with what they did a year ago. Roche, Defensive Player of the Year when he was in the American Athletic Conference at Temple, and then Rousseau, ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year, 15.5 sacks last year, projected first-round pick. So you understand why they are getting attention. I think with Phillips, highly regarded prospect at a high school, showed flashes at UCLA in his 2 seasons there. But certainly he is getting revved up for a big season. And you definitely think he's got the confidence that he should be in that mix, legit in that mix with those other 2 guys, and have a big season. So it'll be very curious to see the opportunity. So here we go. Lawrence and the Tigers 3rd and 7 here. Right near midfield. This would be a good spot for Miami's defense. Okay, there we go. That's a tough stop, and that's what I was talking about with the passing game. And it's not just what Lawrence can do as a quarterback, but again, these wide receivers are very talented. They've played in big games, and they've made big plays, and this will be certainly a challenge for Miami's secondary when this game pops up on the schedule. And again, the ACC announced 10-game schedule. The dates still to be determined. 5 games on the road, 5 at home. Clemson was not on the schedule initially, and they get added with the new schedule release. That's a nice tackle, number 5 by Amari Carter. And so just to clarify, I think there's a little bit of confusion with the schedule. ACC's allowing 1 non-conference opponent as well. Has to be in the home state of the ACC school. So that'd be in Florida. And although it's not official yet on who Miami will play. You're looking at Hard Rock Stadium being the host. Miami Director of Athletics Blake James had a teleconference today, and on it, he clarified that, and he did say it's going to be one of 3 Miami opponents already on the schedule between Temple, UAB, or Wagner. Michigan State was on the schedule, but the Big Ten had already canceled the non-conference games for their schools. So Michigan State was already off the schedule, and Blake confirmed it will be one of those 3 as long as they meet the correct protocols. Okay, nice pass breakup by Zach McLeod. That's good to see. I think that's the one thing you're talking about when you're trying to stop an offense with a good passing attack. And we talk so much about the passing. Obviously, they can run the ball. I just want to make sure I'm not sliding in there. Travis had a huge year last year. And they've got other backs as well, not just Bowman. You know, they return other backs, and Bowman's going to have to crack the lineup here. But just talking about the passing game, because I do think it'll be something different for Miami in the sense that you're facing a high-powered passing attack. And Miami does not always face that with the other ACC opponents. That's a nice play by Nesta Jade. Silvera there. I know he's revved up for the season as well. Had a good offseason based on the things we saw with his offseason workouts, the offseason training videos. I think you guys have seen those. If you haven't, check the channel. Another reason why you guys want to make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of the action. And there's plenty of action. I went 100 straight days. I'm so glad for that. 100 straight days with a new video on the channel. Shout out to everybody who showed their support. Again, the mix of simulations, videos with the NCAA football series, and also the workout videos. And you know we're going to crank things up for the season as well.
Completes it to Powell. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. That was the 9th play of the drive.
That's Griffin Hall in on the tackle there. Certainly it'll be a challenge. And one thing Blake said in the teleconference, and I think it's true, I think the players are excited. I think Coach Diaz, everybody should be excited, welcome that challenge, regardless of what has happened the last 2 times they faced each other, big blowout losses on a national scale. Notably, the last time they played each other was that 2017 ACC title game.
They'll spot it at the 30, so
Miami holds him to a field goal attempt.
And his kick is good.
And it's up and good.
Goes the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening
but a pretty good performance by Miami's defense.
The 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
I think that's,
first downs.
You know, with the secondary, I just want to focus on that because we're talking about the pass defense. Going around with different guys. I want to make sure we touch on guys like Christian Williams and Corey Couch. And I do that because I talk so much about DJ Ivey, Al Blades Jr., Bubba Bolden, Amari Carter, Gervin Hall, the 5 guys who all returned from a year ago, expected to have lead roles, large roles. But Christian Williams, Corey Couch, I think they're going to be so important for games like this. Teams that can go multiple wide receivers. You're going to need to have more than 2 guys to be able to line up against what they're doing with their wideouts. I think it's important to make sure Christian Williams and Corey Couch are ready to go. And Miami also has a lot of freshmen defensive backs on the team looking to contribute their first season. Most of them fit more into that safety mold. A guy like Avante Williams. But if Avante wants to get on the field, his easiest path, most clear path, would be at that cornerback spot.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on. We know he's not.
So he might get a good look there. And the way things work now,
something he's going to focus on here.
You know, with the way secondaries are expected to perform against the pass,
so this guy is never satisfied.
Definitely need to be able to line up wherever you are and be able to guard a guy, whether it's man or zone coverage. So here we go. That's a lot on the defense, guys. I know many of you are excited about the offense, definitely understandably so. Clemson's defense returns a talented secondary, throws in Fred Davis the second into that mix. Some changes at safety, but cornerbacks all back. They'll be tough as well. Linebackers, Isaiah Simmons moves on, but plenty of guys in. When you talk about Clemson over the years, during their recent run here, talk about excellent quarterback play, high-quality wideouts that can make plays, as well as a running back who can pile up a bunch of yards with his speed, game-breaking ability. That's what you've seen. That's been the recipe. On the flip side, you talk about Clemson, you talk about what they can do on the defensive line, and it's no different this year. You see Tyler Davis there, and Thomas as well. Just a quick glance at them. They've got a good defensive line. And you just saw it right there. One way to counter a quality defensive line is to get the ball out quick. You saw it there, Mark Pope on the catch. And De'Aaron King certainly has that ability. That's one thing that stands out to me with De'Aaron. Things I saw from him with his offseason workout videos.
I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot
is that he really works on his footwork in terms of getting the ball out quick.
He kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big.
You know, and with accuracy. It's one thing to get the ball out quick, but you want to make sure it's going in the right direction. And I think you saw that. Or at least I saw that with those workout videos. And yes, it's official. He will be Miami's starting quarterback. You have made that news. And while it was expected, and obviously you're expecting with what he did compared to the other quarterbacks on the roster, the attention he's gotten, you know, the Heisman consideration, all that stuff, it still is news because they're not going to go into camp with a battle. Oh, he tried to go deep. That would have been huge. Miami needs plays like that in a game like this. Yeah, that would have been big for sure. Defensive line with Xavier.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me
linebackers who are back from last year. Getting the safeties change up, but playing talent with their cornerback spots. But you know, the thing that stands out to me is that if you just want to think about last year when Miami had a quarterback competition, N'Kosi Perry, Jaron Williams, Tate Martell, I don't think many people thought going into the fall that Jaron was going to go ahead and win it and be Miami's starting quarterback. I don't think many people would have guessed that. So in that sense, they're not going to go through that again.
Some of the most unselfish players on
a battle and figure it out. They know who they want to go with.
Because we asked them to just eat up blocks
and it makes sense.
People to make tackles. But when he can make a
I think De'Aaron's a quality quarterback. I think you guys are going to be excited to see him in action. This is a game why you will be excited to have him.
On third down, King.
Because he's going to need to make plays right there. 3rd and 12, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And this is going to be another first down as he'll make the tackle.
You've got to have quarterbacks who can make plays. In big games, you cannot stick with this conservative attitude with quarterbacks just doing enough, try to be a game manager, things like that. That's not how college football works. The only way it works in a situation like that is you've got to be pretty much loaded at every other position. It just doesn't seem like the right recipe, the right mindset to have. And Miami's got a guy that can make plays.
At the 44-yard line. Now the throw here
goes to Harley again. Good catch. Unfortunately, guys, it happened quick. I know it's only 1 quarter of action, but you know with these two teams on the schedule, might do something big time for the simulations moving forward. It was great to see you guys here. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Check out InsideTheU.com for all your coverage of the Miami Hurricanes, recruiting, every team. You guys know how we do it. Also, follow me on Twitter at InsideTheU. Thanks again and take care.